Welcome back to Late Breakfast with Bob. My name is Bob Babbitt. We're at the ITU World Championships. We're at the Hall of Fame evening. We're brought to you by Epson and airing on Triathlete.com. Our next guest, Olympic silver medalist in 2008, Olympic gold medalist in the first ever Olympic triathlon in 2000. Mr. Simon Whitfield joins us. Great to see you, buddy.
Thanks, Bob. You're the best dressed here. Look at you.
I know.
What
Use
is
this thing.
Oh, that thing. Sorry, I forgot.
love the pink shirt, baby.
Well, you know, it's got the Hudson Valley people on it. That's where I'm from. I'm
Yes.
from the Hudson Valley and outside of Toronto, and so I wore my Hudson Valley T-shirt.
Love it.
I couldn't wear a tie. I just couldn't.
No, I don't do a tie.
Nah,
So,
okay.
what does it mean?
What
Hall
does
of
it
Fame.
mean?
I mean,
I'll be straight up with you.
Yeah.
It means a lot.
it does, doesn't
It does. I didn't realize until I thought about it recently, and I was like, oh wow, that is a thing I said as a kid. Like when I got into triathlon, I was like, I want to
Hall
be
of
like
Fame.
Mike Pigg.
Yeah.
I want to be like the boys.
Yeah.
And to make the Hall of Fame where Mark Allen is,
Yeah.
where Simon Lessing is,
And you were there last year.
I was there last year, and it was one of the most special sporting moments I've ever seen. Was seeing Mark Allen, Greg Welsh, Aaron Baker, Les McDonald, Simon Lessing, like iconic triathlon people that I learned so much from.
Right.
Being recognized for what they did, it was really special.
So you've gone over different eras. You saw the Brownlees. You raced Javier, knocked him off in 08. Talk a little bit about just your era of athletes and the athletes now.
Hyvee tried to say the other day that we were stronger, and I don't know what he's thinking because they are so fast.
They are, aren't they?
It's incredible. We have no Bevan, myself, Hamish. We have no Robbo. We had our skills, but
Right.
those guys are complete triathletes now, like Simon Lessing was
Yes,
right from the beginning,
yes.
right? And I certainly had my weakness swimming. Javier, there's no weaknesses there.
No, none.
He can't sprint to
Brownlee.
save his life, but other than that, they're incredible. The level's incredible. It's fun to see where the sport's at. I love it.
So as a guy who got into this sport, and then you're at the first ever Olympic Games, and you're in Sydney where you'd spent a ton of time, what did it mean coming down that final stretch, knowing, well, when you made the move, that you're going to win the first, not just a gold medal, the first ever gold medal for the sport triathlon for a Canadian?
I don't know. I don't think it hit me then.
Yeah.
And I look back on, I still think of it as someone else. Yeah.
Almost like a different lifetime.
It's actually 15 years ago today, Robbo pointed out.
Was it 15
It's
years ago today?
Yeah. And
Wait, so this is the anniversary of you winning the first ever gold medal? Wow.
The significance of it at the time was very personal.
Yes.
The significance now feels much more for our sport, and
Yes.
so I appreciate that. I very much appreciate it, and I don't know. It was to span a long career and to be able to race Alistair and actually beat him once, and to be able to race Javier, and then all the way back to Hamish and Spencer Smith and the boys, and I never raced Mark Allen. That's the only thing I kind of left with.
He's probably happy about that.
I'm probably happy about that.
So 2008 was really one of my favorite races because I was watching on TV and you're like sort of spit out the back a little bit, you toss the hat, and I'm like, uh-oh, Simon's going. And, a lot of times people are very tentative, right? They don't make that move, that gutsy move. You made that gutsy move towards the end of that run, and planned out, just spontaneous?
No, it takes a lot of courage to win. It takes a lot of courage to put yourself out, and I had raced my whole career on that premise, that you have to have the courage to win. You have to be unafraid, and so that day was a tribute to that. I had been dropped. It was not tactics. It was simply the fastest I could race.
Yeah.
But once I got there, I thought to myself, you have to have the courage to win. And I mean, Jan is going to go on to maybe win Hawaii, be one of the greatest triathletes of all time.
Yes.
To be beaten by him on that day I'll take that.
Well, and the cool thing was you sort of left it to, okay, I'm medaling. I got rid of the rest of those guys. So, and Jan, I just was interviewing him. He goes, the whole time coming to the finish, I kept thinking Whitfield was right on my shoulder.
I was thinking about Bevan. I thought I was
Right.
trying to run away from Bevan. I overplayed my card to Bevan. Didn't know much about Jan.
Yeah.
But, like I said, it was a thrilling thing, but you have to have the courage to win. And what I am proud about that day is that I had the courage to try and win.
The other race that you had the courage to win was Hy-Vee, when really those guys played into your hands. We're talking, you're the kicker, right? And they're sitting with the kicker. What are they thinking?
That was that's probably the worst race I ever won. The worst I ever felt.
Yeah.
And that's a cliche thing to say, but it really was. I had a terrible swim. I actually considered dropping out on the bike. I felt terrible. I was dealing with a lot of allergies and just not in a great place. But exactly that. You give someone a little bit of belief that has that frame set where you're like, oh, wait a minute. And I remember very distinctly thinking on the last lap, thinking, wait a minute, did you just let me back into this? What are you thinking? And not in like that kind of manner of like, being like, whoa, that was a miscalculation. And I just wanted to get Yan back. So I didn't care about anything else. I wanted my little bit of revenge on Yan.
Well, a little bit of revenge, what, 250K?
I take his revenge, though. He's got
the gold medal means more,
thing.
Right?
Yeah, of course.
Where do you keep the gold medal and the silver medal?
Oh, my kids, they're
Take
always...
them to school?
No, they're always running around banging them. It's in a sock somewhere. I don't really know right now. It's great.
Simon, thank you so much for taking time, for being such a class guy for the sport. I just love your enthusiasm.
Thank you.
You love the sport from your heart.
I do. I grew up with this sport. I grew up a triathlete.
Yeah.
I played soccer, but I love triathlon. I know the history of our sport. I really appreciate it. I was coming here to see the people that are here in the Hall of Fame, and to know that when it went into building this sport, really, it means a lot to me. So to be here today and get recognized is beyond anything I could imagine.
Love it. Well deserved.
Thanks, Bob. I appreciate it.
Again, this is Late Breakfast with Bob. Our guest has been Simon Whitfield. We're brought to you by Epson. We're airing on triathlete.com. Hold on, everyone. We'll be right back.
Late Breakfast.